Witchcraft has become a profession. Those are some of the lyrics of the song Maseke ya Meme, sung by artist Bavon Marie Marie. Bavon was Lombo Makiadi's little brother, and a key figure of the group Nico's success. The song title translates to The Horns of the Goat, and alludes to the witchcraft-like practices the narrator claims to be the victim of. They have buried the horns of a goat in front of my house. That phrase can be seen as a declaration of war on the narrator from his or her entourage. What makes this song even darker is its prophetic nature. Not long after the release of the song, Bavon Marie would die in a road accident. Was that just a coincidence? Or were some elements of the song Maseke ya Meme not fictitious, but rather autobiographical? In this video, we will discuss the witchcraft narrative in popular African music, and also make some sense out of the story. So hello, welcome to the Botengu channel. I use this channel to show videos about music theory, others with myself playing music, and I also like to make small documentaries on African music. You can like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. This video will work in 3 parts. First, I will discuss what witchcraft is in Africa, especially in traditional pre-colonial Africa. Then, I will discuss how witchcraft is described in some popular African musical styles. Finally, I will use what was learned in the previous points to analyze the story that I have started in the introduction. In general, across all culture, witchcraft usually refers to a form of magic. In Christianity, witches are sort of the devil worshippers. From a broad sense, a witch is somebody with magical powers that use them negatively or to harm others. The definition is subjective in Africa, and the translation in European language has not helped. Traditional practices were often qualified as witchcraft to push indigenous people to deny their culture and adopt Christianity. For example, the word pungu in Lingala refers to magic in a good way, and it was traditionally used to qualify local divinities. But as of now, it is mainly used to qualify the Christian God. However, despite traditional practices becoming less and less common, some traditional ideas are still there. Traditionally, it was common to consult a marabout when life was not going well. The marabout would usually tell you that the reason you didn't get what you wanted is because somebody in your life wanted your downfall. This idea stayed, despite people becoming Christian and assimilating the marabout practices to witchcraft. To summarize, before the missionaries came, there was positive magic and dark magic. Positive magic language is now solely used for Christianity, while dark magic language is used for all traditional practices. This is accentuated in an urban environment, whereas in a traditional environment, traditional practices can still be seen as positive. But as there is a stronger and stronger urbanization, this situation is changing. A witch simply becomes a person with negative intent, suspected of using those traditional practices. In music, witchcraft can often be seen in 2 ways. On one side, it can be used to refer to the weird practices a person can adopt to become successful, similar to selling your soul to the devil in the Western world, for example. In songs in Lingala, those weird practices are often referred to as kisi, a word that could also mean medication, but that now has a pejorative meaning. In the second instance, as discussed before, witchcraft can be used to describe the jealousy of some and their attempt to prevent others from becoming successful. The first way is well discussed by Soukous star Werason in his song Kibwiza Pimpa. Don't join witchcraft-like practices because you want to be like Werason. The authority comes from God. Longe Longe, the famous Cameroonian Makossa artist, opposes the Christian religion to the traditional practices. If you didn't have the chance to succeed in life, don't go see a marabout. Just ask God. Werason mentions that his enemies adopt witchcraft-like practices to emulate him. But more often, enemies use those practices to destroy their target. A great example of this is found in Malox Le Viber's song, appropriately named Witches in French. In his song, he explains how some of the hardship that he faces in his singing career are due to the witches. All those years I have been working. Nobody came and helped. Now that I've become successful, they want to put me away and entirely benefit from my success. That is the job of the witches. Greed and exploitation are common in many industries, yet it is referred to as witchcraft here. The same idea is seen in other Afro genres. Rappers, for example, call those people haters, while Jamaican DJs call those people bad mind. It goes to show that the suspected intent is enough to make somebody a witch in the modern African urban context. Another paradoxical thing is that African artists will often use their Christianity as a way of explaining how they became successful. But at the same time, that Christian devotion shows its limits when they call their opponents witches for trying to sabotage their career. If you fully believe in Christianity, you should not even acknowledge witchcraft. Yet you do. However, according to what we saw in the previous section, it makes sense because according to African Christian, traditional practices are the antithesis of Christianity. Also, the idea that the source of your failures has to systematically involve somebody else trying to sabotage you is more connected to traditional ideas rather than Christianity. In the song Maseke Yameme, Bavon responds to the declaration of war by asking, "Why the anger? Why are they against me?" He then answered his own question, saying, "Because they didn't get a hold of my money." Later, during that same year the song was released, Bavon had a dispute with his girlfriend that he accused of cheating on him with his older brother Franco. The dispute continued as they were driving and they got into an accident. The girlfriend came out with injuries while Bavon died. Surely enough, the rumors would start appearing, saying that Franco sacrificed his brother to advance his own career because he was jealous of the success his brother had. Franco tried to deny those rumors, but in vain. Did the fact that Bavon Marie Marie was drunk while driving matter to those people who were spreading the rumors? Not really. Also, road accidents are one of the most common causes of death worldwide. Was that important for those people? Not really. Those rumors fit a narrative that, as we discussed, was too deeply ingrained in people's mind.